The best VR headsets are a must if you're trying to explore virtual worlds, and increasingly, you can even use them to explore the real world, thanks to mixed reality pass-through. This feature uses cameras to pull in a video feed of your surroundings to your headset display and overlays your environment with augmented reality holographs. At the moment, the number of headsets with this feature is small, but that number is growing. And in the meantime, you can still use your VR headset for a ton of different applications. All of them can play most of the best VR games, and some can even serve as home gym replacements, productivity tools for work, or even giant immersive screens to watch the best TV shows and movies. Each of the below VR headsets on this list stands out for a particular reason, typically related to its features. That being said, we do have a clear winner when it comes to the best VR headset you can buy right now. So read below to see what it is, and don't miss where we talk about what headsets are coming next that we can't wait to review. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top best VR headsets and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. And as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Number 5. Meta Quest 3. The Meta Quest 3 is undoubtedly the best VR headset I've ever tested. Is the first line of our review of Meta's latest VR headset. It improves on the Quest 2 in just about every way, including a brand new Qualcomm Snapdragon XR 2 Gen 2 processor and twin LCD lenses that offer 2K resolution in each eye for a combined 4K resolution. That said, it's still not perfect. The battery life did not impress us. We managed to kill the battery in just under 2 hours. And while the full-color pass-through, thanks to the 2 RGB cameras and depth projector, is impressive, for a headset billed as a mixed reality headset, there isn't a lot to try out in mixed reality yet. Despite these shortcomings though, the Quest 3 is still a top choice. Its improvements over the Quest 2 make choosing the older Quest headset a poor choice unless you're looking for something truly entry-level. And while the PSVR 2 is more powerful and has eye-tracking features, the resolution upgrade on the Quest 3 really bridges the gap. Plus, as with the Quest 2, you can still play PC VR games thanks to the link cable or AirBridge, sold separately, something the PSVR 2 cannot manage. Number 4. PlayStation VR 2. Sony's new PSVR 2 is arguably the best wired VR headset, given it has a plethora of high-end specs, including a brilliant OLED display. But it sits behind the Quest 3 because it requires a 5 pounds to work and is limited to the PlayStation ecosystem. Plus, the gap between the Quest 3 and PSVR 2 is much smaller than the gap between the Quest 2 and the PSVR 2 thanks to a new processor and display on the Quest 3. Still, the PSVR 2 is excellent, especially for gaming. The headset is comfortable, with just a relatively slim but sturdy cable that connects it to the 5 pounds. The screen is excellent with impressive pass-through capabilities and 4K resolution. Plus, there's 3D audio support and easy buttons for adjustment. But the real ace in the hole is the Sense controllers. These are not only rather comfortable and good at tracking, but they also have excellent haptic feedback, an area where other VR headsets are lacking. And thanks to being in the PlayStation ecosystem, there are exclusive games like Horizon Call of the Mountain and the ability to play Gran Turismo 7 in VR. Combined with the VR tech, the PSVR 2 is one of the very best virtual reality systems you can buy today. Number 3. The Meta Quest 2 is a masterclass in incremental improvements over its predecessor, the Oculus Quest. As reviewer Michael Andronico concluded, the Meta Quest 2's price, game library, and overall ease of use make it the best entry point into virtual reality yet. The Quest 2 sports a slicker design, better display resolution, a 120 Hz refresh rate in some games and apps, and faster overall performance than the original Oculus Quest. It also just feels like a well-made headset. There's a large market for Meta Quest 2 accessories too, from Logitech speakers that can be attached to the Quest 2 strap to provide a premium sound experience without taking you fully out of the real world to charging docks and more. Plus, the Quest 2 does all this without any cables, which is one of the reasons why it still holds our top spot for the best VR headset. But you can still connect it to a PC via the Meta Quest Link cable to play the best PC VR games. One owned Mike Prospero did just that with Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Quest 2. Number 2. Meta Quest Pro. The Meta Quest Pro is effectively the grown-up version of the Quest 2. Though the Quest Pro can play games, it's aimed at designers, engineers, scientists, and creatives who frequently collaborate online. This is another step toward Meta's goal of making the metaverse a reality, and questions about the metaverse's viability aside, the Quest Pro is itself an impressive piece of tech. The issue is that it may not be practical for most VR enthusiasts, let alone anyone looking to just get started experiencing mixed reality. Its features aren't aimed toward gaming, meaning that there are better, and certainly less expensive, options for VR gamers. At $999, you would be better off with a £5 in PSVR or a gaming PC with a VR headset if all you want to do is play games. And the Quest 3 performs just as well when it comes to games, but at half the price. Given that the Quest 3 can probably do most things you'll need, most people will probably pass on the Quest Pro. But if money is no object, there's no denying that the Meta Quest Pro is a great VR headset. Number 1. PlayStation VR. If you want to play VR games on a console, then the PlayStation VR system is a decent option given its lower price point. As reviewer Sherry L. Smith noted, PlayStation VR delivers compelling games in a comfortable, easy-to-use headset that won't break your budget. The semi-futuristic-looking headset is surprisingly comfortable, with a superb range of some of the best VR games. This includes games like Hitman 3, Stride, and Star Wars Squadrons, among others. If you have a £4 or £4 Pro, then PlayStation VR is definitely one of the more affordable ways to play VR games with decent quality graphics, since you don't need an expensive gaming PC. Plus, even with the less than stellar move controllers and graphics that fall a bit short of high-end PC graphics, you still get a relatively high-end VR experience. One thing to also bear in mind is that the PlayStation 5 also has support for PlayStation VR, but it has some issues. It doesn't play as nicely with the Move controllers as its £4 counterparts. Additionally, with the release of the PSVR 2, there won't be new games coming to the PSVR headset. But if you want to just play VR games for the first time and you already have a £4, the PSVR headset could be a perfect entry point.